Hello and welcome to this edition of URP Practical Talk. I'm your host, George Gonzalez, and today in the studio we have Dr. Vishnu Bandhu. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you, sir.
And also we have Mr. Harish Singh with the Essequibo branch of the URP. Thanks for coming in. So since we last spoke, Dr. Bandhu, how have things been?
Things are working out good. We have been all over the country as usual, campaigning and so forth. As you know, we opened our second office in Riverton in Quarantine, and we are hoping to open one in New Amsterdam very shortly. So we are moving.
Great. No, it's definitely great.
Yeah.
And so, I guess, what about yourself? Are there any recent developments in Essequibo in terms of campaigning?
Yes, well, a lot of development in Essequibo with the campaigning because everywhere we go, we're getting good support. Everyone wants to change in Essequibo. So things going very well for Essequibo now.
It's great. It's definitely great to hear. Well, I guess with that, we can just go right into it. First we'll talk a little current events.
Yeah.
Of course, the big thing that's on everybody's mind now is the New Thriving incident, as it's known, involving Minister Simona Brooms.
Oh, okay.
It seems like a lot of people had a lot to say, but what does the URP feel about that?
Well, if you notice what happened, they have a video also, a camera put out on that thing. And if you notice what happened, and the newspaper said that the minister lies in what she is saying. She said the security guard pointed the gun to her, but the camera never showed that. That security guard, she, threw down the signs and things like that. It is very, very sad to know that our leaders for this country, they're supposed to be the parents of the country, mothers and fathers of the nation. And if you will set an example like this, well, I don't know what will happen in Guyana. What kind of leader do we have in Guyana? If a minister would lie like that, and then it was told also that the driver, pull out his gun, and the minister had to cool him down and said, don't pull out your gun. It also showed on the camera where the driver hit the security guard with the vehicle. So these are really lawlessness. The driver should be charged with dangerous driving, and his gun license should be taken away. And the minister should be charged also for lying in our country. But that will never happen, as we all know. The same thing with this government, the same thing with the previous government. When they get into this position, they feel that they can walk on people. Right? URP government will put a stop to all of these ridiculous things that are happening in Guyana. Right? And we have to have respect for people. Our minister, must be able to humble themselves to people and have respect, not disrespect. And this show you clearly the disrespectfulness in the minister. What he have done. Because I think they call her back to try to interview her, and since the video release, she never comes out back. So that alone tells us something, what's wrong in our country. Right? And I hope the president know about these things and make some kind of apology to the nation for what's happening. Because he is in charge. And he's supposed to look into everything that all the minister does. That is his job as a president.
So you feel that he should do more in regards to the response?
Definitely. Definitely. As a president, look, if you have a company and they have a manager, the manager in charge, anything the employee does, the manager is answerable for that. The same way the president is answerable for his minister. And we have to, let us be clear here what is happening here.
Yeah. And so, do you feel like something like that may actually kind of set a dangerous precedent? That it seems like the lack or not as big of a response as we would like. That do you feel like it kind of sets a bit of a dangerous precedent for other forms of behavior?
Of course, the younger generation and sort of looking at all these things, and they say, hey, if these are ministers and so on, they can behave in that manner. What do we are small people? Why we can't behave in the same? This is what happened in Guyana. You see, our problem in Guyana is not from the bottom, Our problem is from the top in Guyana.
Mm-hmm.
So the people at the bottom see what the people does at the top, and they say, if he or she can do those things, what do us to do it? If they're misusing the government funds, and we are working at the bottom there with the government thing, we'll do the same thing too. So this is what happened in Guyana. They are following the leaders, and the leaders have no respect and regard for the people in Guyana, especially the poor people.
And so, there's definitely some interesting thoughts on that. But I'll actually want to move that a little bit from here and move to more of an economic issue that it is a big issue, but it seemingly kind of got swept under the rug. It seems in comparison to the big incident, is that several rum manufacturers have started importing molasses from Ecuador, from Colombia, from other South American nations. That this is in the fallout of all that's been happening in Gaisuco. So what is the URP's viewpoint about that?
We know this problem will arise since they start closing down the sugar factory. Because the sugar factory was making molasses and everything, for our manufacturing to use, But now they close it down. The people have to import molasses to make the rum. So it means that all of our prices and so on, alcohol and everything will rise, right? Before we go forward, we are going backward, so to speak, in Guyana. We are not going forward. We keep on going backward. The British, as I said in other programs, the British left us with something, and the little things that the British leave us with, instead of us build on it and go up, we are building downward. Closing down all these estates and things like that. So, it's a very sad situation what we are having in Guyana, because I see DDL made a statement the other day about the molasses, how they got the import and so forth. And I think DDL was trying to buy one of the purchase one of the estate too, but I don't know really what comes out of it as yet. Because they realize that this thing will happen to them, but the government doesn't seem to care or think so far, so to speak. So it's a very sad situation what we are having, and we'll continue from what we have. If the government continue like this, we'll have to keep on importing everything in this country for our own use. We aren't going nowhere.
And that's so. It seems that it's left, even though the sugar industry may have not been as profitable as it was in the past, that now with the exit of these thousands of sugar workers from the system, it seems like, and the closure of these estates, it now seems like it's having an economic effect that goes beyond just saving the government some money. It seems like now it's affecting other businesses.
It's affecting everybody, because remember when they closed down Wales Estate, I am saying, and I call on the government, right? If you close down Wales Estate, people haven't got jobs, they hardly got to eat. Do the same thing like what you're doing in Kakwani, in Mackenzie, Linden, you know. Look at it as a distress area. Look at Wales also as a distress area. Give them a break on their electricity also, like how you're giving Linden and Kakwani. At least Linden paying a small percentage of the light. Kakwani doesn't pay anything at all, right? Why don't you apply the same thing and help out the Wales community? Because they have nothing, you know. Give them some kind of relief, even on their water, their light bill, and all these things, so the people can survive. But what's happening here? They can't survive. So we are in a terrible situation in Guyana. Many people doesn't understand. Look, I was talking to a teacher day before yesterday, and you know what she told me? Sometimes 2 days she doesn't eat, and she has 2 kids. And you know, when she said that, I feel so hurt. You know, I told her, I said, you must bring over your children, let me see. You know, maybe I can help in some way.
Yeah.
You know? So those of us who belly are full in this country, we doesn't know what's really going on in this country. We doesn't understand, especially these people who are in government. They does not understand what's happening on the ground. Because all they are sitting in their air-conditioned office and their air-conditioned vehicle. You want to know the real story? Get out of your vehicle and go and walk with the people in the street, and then you'll understand what is happening in Guyana.
Absolutely.
You know.
And I actually want to bring this over to you, Mr. Singh, that I'm sure a lot of, well, Wales, you know, and a lot of these sugar workers, you know, that they're from, you know, from your region. Then it sounds like even worse yet, you then have the, of course, the catfish ban, you know, that's still in effect. I'm sure all these factors, they're affecting some of the people in your areas.
Yes. Yes, a lot. Because it's some of them not from over in Essequibo, just come over this side to cut again too. Enough of them.
So this is then thousands of people.
Well,
sounds like
it's
crying
all
out.
it's all over it affecting. It's all over affecting. You know, it's not only Essequibo, all over this country is the same cries all the time. What we are going through.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
And well, you know, I want to still, you know, make my next question still keep it within the range of agriculture, but because I noticed that we talk about a lot of subjects, but agriculture really seems to be the focus of the URP, and really reaching out to that agricultural base. Like, why is that? Why the focus on that as opposed to, well, you know, the big money thing like oil or gold?
Okay, well, when they are talking all the time about oil, we are talking about agriculture. We are saying we are saying if the oil comes, it's a bonus to us. But agriculture that brings us up to this stage, agriculture is the things that we have to do to send our children at the university, overseas to study, to become doctors, lawyers, and professionals. It is agriculture all the time that make that possible. As you know, Guyana was known as the breadbasket of the Caribbean. Today we are a disgrace to the Caribbean. Under URP government, you will see that will rise again. We will be the breadbasket of the Caribbean and more places, because we'll focus our attention on agriculture. You know, we have been talking about agriculture. We are talking about strengthening all the present crops that we are having today in Guyana. And we also are talking about additional crops to introduce, which will make big bucks in Guyana. Each additional crop the URP coming up with will bypass the whole of the GDP for Guyana. What we have in mind. So we are very serious you know, we are very serious in whatever we are doing. You know, the government also now, I see copycatting from us. When they're talking about oil, we have been talking about agriculture. Now I see they start talking about agriculture. You know, it's the same thing. Like when we talk about the 3-lane bridge, it's nonsense they're building, and we need a 4-lane high over bridge. Now they start talking about 4-lane high over bridge. When we talk about the refinery, gas refinery, when we open our Linden office at Linden, you were there.
Yes.
Yeah, you know, and we said we should build a refinery right here. Now they're talking about that also. We talk also about opening a custom port in Essequibo. Now they said they will do that too, because you can export things from there to the Caribbean and so forth before bringing it to Georgetown, right? I also want to talk also about, we're talking about Mabaruma also in Region 1,
Yeah.
right?
Making that a customs port?
To make it a custom port. You know, why? It is very important. Region 1, Mabaruma, the distance from Region 1 to Georgetown is a taller distance from Region 1 to Trinidad. Right? And a lot of our product come from Trinidad. We purchase from Trinidad.
No, that's
Right?
I like that you made that point, because that is
Right?
something interesting that a lot of people don't
Yeah.
think about. It's
Right.
like, yeah. Wow.
So what will happen? You don't have to bring something to Georgetown to send it out overseas or export. You can able to export it right from there, which will you will able to compete with foreign price,
Yeah.
because your expense will cut down. Your transportation cost will cut down tremendously.
True.
So you can able to compete with international market. Now you can do two-way trading from Mabaruma to Trinidad and to other islands if you got a custom port there,
No.
right?
No.
You export what you're having, what you're growing, planting, like peanuts, like ginger and on all these things what they produce in those areas. You export it right from there, and you can purchase things what you buy from Trinidad or any other island and bring it at a cheaper price. You don't have to, people from Mabaruma don't have to come to Georgetown, you know. So I hope that the government is looking at this and listening to us, because it seems they've been copycatting of the, you know, what we are saying, and I am proud of it. I am glad, because that is winning for me. Winning is not sitting down, as I always said, as a president and minister and prime minister. Winning is when you have an idea, and you can't get the idea to work, and I get the idea to work. Both of us won, right? So URP has been winning from day one. From 1987 we came here. Every time we came here and we campaigned, we won.
Because you're putting
You know,
those ideas
We
out.
are putting the ideas
Yeah.
out,
And the-
right? Because they don't have the vision as what the URP has. None one of them. The last government or this government does not have the vision that the URP has. And we are proving that every day in this country. Right? They don't have it. We are talking about building our country. We are talking about building our people. Make them self-sufficient. Not only to work for a salary that they'll buy grocery or food to eat. We are talking about more than that. You must work for a salary. You must be able to purchase your food, and you must be able to have something left back so you can put it in the bank. So when the year up, you got your holiday, you can take your family and take them to a next country for a holiday. Let them see the new world, right? And that's what the URP, that is the vision of the URP. The same vision as the United States we are talking about. So it is very important for us, you know, to understand, and people that looks at our program, I did not come across one person for the 2 years this program running say, Doc, you're saying stupid things,
Well, that's good.
right?
Yeah.
Not one I ever come across with that. Because it's facts. That is why we named this program URP Practical Talk. We are talking practically what is happening in our country and what is going on. And we are telling you not only what is happening, we are telling you what we will do or what we can do as a political party. So it is very important for us to think. Look, all over the country I go, people say, Doc, you know, when your program is showing, I ensure if I did it back down, I ensure I come home to sit down and look at your program because it makes sense what you're saying. All over the Guyana, where our program is showing, people have been looking at it, calling me sometime and say, hey, you know, I really like what you do, I will support you. And it goes on and on.
Well, it's a powerful testimony.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm sure a lot of the folks in Essequibo, they really enjoyed the show as well too.
Throughout Essequibo, even the Palm Room area.
Wow, even until out back.
Yes, everybody liked the program. When that time reached, everyone in front of the television. Yes. If he come on late, I just receive call, what happened? 1-2 times he come on late. And they said, what happened to the program? I said, no, he will show.
So thanks, viewers. Thanks, definitely.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, I mean, no, and I think that's great, and I think that goes to show that there is a message that you are expressing. It's one that clearly resonates with people. That, you know, otherwise the reaction wouldn't be like that.
Yeah.
Well, no, that's definitely great. And you know, speaking, well, you know, on the topic of government is of course. Local government elections that have been the main, you all have been in real main campaign mode, like 24/7 now. Like, how's that
Well,
going?
the local government election, as you know, previously we didn't contest in the local government election. And one of the reasons for that is because we believe that the people from the various communities should run their own area because they know exactly what is happening. Right? We are still maintaining that position of local government election, but because of the PPP and the PNC will not shift from contesting the election, we have decided this year that, you know what, we will also contest in area where people want us to contest under the party. But we are encouraging people, groups, to form themselves in groups in their area to fight the local government election. So if you're not comfortable to fight under the URP local government election, form yourself in a group. And the URP will support you in that group. And wherever you private people form yourself in a group to fight the local government election, the URP will not go there. They will support them. Right? We will not fight in that area. We will support the private group because that's our intention. Right? The private groups must run the local government election, but the government will oversee everything. Whoever in government will be able to oversee it. Because, put it this way, local government is for your area, to develop, to build your area. Right? You know exactly what your area needs. You know exactly what forced to be done in your area, right? You don't expect the politician in Georgetown to send out a message and say you all must do this, build this bridge or build that bridge or build that dam. Because many of the politicians in Georgetown, the people who represent them, are not feeding them with the right thing. They tell them things what they want to hear, not what is facts. Right? So this is why the URP says, look, let people come out and form themselves into groups, and we will support them. We will help them print their flyer. We'll help them with PA system. We'll go and speak even on their platform and asking the people to support them. Because we need to move out from the PPP NDC and the PNC NDC and the PPP tongue and the PNC tongue. We need to got the people NDC and the people tongue. That's what we need. And that's what URP are working towards. We are going about there, but our main idea of going about is encouraging people to form themselves in private groups. If you don't want to form yourself in private group, then you want to form yourself in a URP group, fine, that's okay with us too. Right? But I'm saying if you have a private group, then the URP will not think. The URP will support the private group. Right? And I'm challenging the PPP and the PNC and the APNU and the AFC to do the same. I bet you that they can't do it. Because you know what? They are so much overpowered. All what they want is power, nothing else. And I will bet them they can't do it.
It's a tall challenge.
Yes, they cannot do it. You know? Because all what these people are saying is power. Power. That's all what they're saying. Nothing more than that. You know? Even if the PNC and PPP come together, it wouldn't surprise me. Yep.
Because you feel like they're just two sides of the same
yeah.
coin?
Yes. They're two sides of the same coin. They ain't got nothing with it. The only difference, as I said all the time, the idea, the policy are all the same. The only difference, one set run by Indian and one set run by black. That's all the difference. So we are not going anywhere, my brother. You know, we will keep on this way all the time. If you vote for the PPP, you'll get the same result. If you vote for the PNC or the APNU or AFC, you'll have the same result. Because that's the only way they all know how to think. And there where the URP is different, totally different from all of them. Because we do not think that way. We do not go down that line. We are a totally different political party. We are a party that believe in policies, you know, like many people in Guyana go to the States, and because of policies, they have made themselves millionaire and billionaire. And that is exactly what we want for Guyana. To set out those kind of policy. That you must not only work to eat, you must be able to work to enjoy your life and your family life. You know, you must be able to have saving in the bank. You know? And URP will show them that way. How we go about and do it. No one has to wander for a job. Every day people are retrenching. As Harris just told me, all what they come at the URP office in Essequibo, finding out if they can get a job. Right?
Wow.
You know, and not only Essequibo, all of our office, all of our 6 office. You know, we have that. So, you know, I know our time is up and it's going, but I like to urge the people again, those of you who listen to us, please take us seriously and come aboard and make a difference. Make a difference, you know, in Guyana. Join hands with the URP and you will see Guyana will be going forward. I thank you and may God bless all of you who are looking at us. Thank you.
Thank you.
Dr. Bandu, thank you. Mr.
you,
Singh,
Raj.
thank you. Thank you for coming in
Yeah.
the studio speaking with us. And yes, that's all the time that we have for today's edition of URP Practical Talk. As always, I'm your host, George Gonzalez. And we also would like to have you go to our website, www.urpguyana.com, or you can even find us on Facebook, URP Guyana. Again, thanks for watching.